Have you ever pictured yourself seeing things sharply again, even past 90 years old? Lots of people in their later years find it hard to make out fine details, spot familiar people from afar, or feel safe behind the wheel when it's dark. They often think it's just part of growing older and nothing can change it. But let me share something eye-opening. Your sight might not be slipping away only because of the years adding up. It could be that your system is lacking the basic building blocks that keep your eyes strong and protected from within. Over time, I've talked with many folks in their 80s and 90s who felt stuck with cloudy or weakening sight. They believed it was their new normal. Then one day, I heard from a 92-year-old fellow named Edward. He shared, "I can now spot the words in my favorite book without any effort." His approach wasn't through operations or costly treatments. It was 5 straightforward additions to his daily intake that fed his eyes like good meals feed the rest of you. In this talk, we're going to explore 5 helpful additions that studies suggest can aid in keeping your view clear, shield against typical wear from time, and sometimes even help bring back some of that lost focus. These aren't wonder cures. They're the essential pieces your body had lots of when younger, but now calls for more to stay in top shape. As we wrap up, you'll grasp how something as easy as a single scoop each day can create a huge shift in your daily view of life. Let's begin this journey together. If there's a long-kept tip from folks across the sea that stood the test of time, it's the strength of deep-hued fruits for better seeing. Bilberry and black currant stand out as 2 of the Earth's strongest providers of special color compounds called anthocyanins. These rich tones help firm up the tiny tubes carrying blood near your eyes, guard the back layer where sight happens, and make it easier to see when light is low. Back in the big war of the 1940s, flyers from Britain are said to have snacked on bilberry spreads before evening flights, noticing quicker shifts to seeing in shadows. Now research backs up what those flyers experienced directly. These compounds enhance the movement of blood to the sight area and renew the light-catching parts that help you notice brightness. As years go by, the paths for blood in our eyes get weaker and the flow slows. This leaves the key sight spot short on air and food to remain well. That's the moment bilberry and black currant mixes come to the rescue. They lift small-scale flow, hold up the strong framework in eye parts, and ease the wearing away of the substance your eyes use for dim settings. For older folks, this leads to better sight at twilight, less tiredness from looking at words, and fewer feelings of scratchiness after being inside a while. An 88-year-old former builder named Samuel mentioned he started with 1 scoop of black currant mix each morning after learning its perks. In about 4 weeks, he felt the surroundings seemed less foggy. He could relax with shows on the screen again without pulling his face close. He never thought his sight could feel fresh, but by giving it the right fuel, that's what occurred. What's special about these fruits is they aid more than just the eyes. They help the whole network of blood paths. They keep those paths bendy, the flow steady, and your daily pep more even. So, many older people who try bilberry or black currant notice not only sharper sight, but also rarer head pains and steadier attention. Just 1 scoop of these deep-toned treasures from the ground each start of the day can offer more than expected. It's beyond just viewing clearer. It's about experiencing life with more glow. When folks hear about omega-3 fats, they often link them to keeping the heart strong. But your sight depends on these key fats just as deeply. The back layer of your eye, that thin sheet where seeing starts, is mostly built from DHA, a main type of omega-3. Without plenty, the parts that catch light grow stiff and fade, causing feelings of dryness, unclear views, and even breakdown in the central spot. Plenty of older adults deal with what's called dry eye trouble, where eyes feel rough or bothered, like there's grit inside. This comes from tear makers losing the ability to hold in wetness over time. Omega-3 aids in rebuilding that shielding coat, providing the moisture your eyes need to stay easy and bright. I recall an 81-year-old lady named Evelyn who said she gave up evening stories because her eyes stung quickly. After her health advisor suggested adding omega-3, she began with 1 scoop of good fish-based mix each morning. Soon after, the soreness and red faded. She could dive back into her tales at night. Something she feared was gone for good. The main points are sticking with it and picking a pure kind. Your body can't create omega-3 itself, so it must come from what you eat or add. Oily fish such as salmon, small canned ones, or herring are great, but for many in later years, a clean fish mix or plant-based from algae is simpler. Focus on ones high in DHA and EPA, as those are what your sight craves most. These fats also better the rush of blood to the eyes, bringing more air and food. Picture it as smoothing the paths of your seeing, keeping all parts easy, bendy, and free from time's wear. If these ideas are ringing true and you're still with me, drop second in the comments to show your following. And if you haven't joined our channel, please do so and hit the alert bell for future shares. Your backing lets us keep offering helpful shares that lift and teach. Not many know that your sight leans on small amounts of metals, like the tiny helpers zinc and copper, to work right. These pair up to move vitamin A from storage to the sight spot, where it makes a shield color that guards against bright harm. Lacking zinc makes the back eye area frail, dim sight weaker, and bounce back from bright lights slower. Many in advanced years slip into low zinc without spotting it. They might find low light harder, or eyes wear out fast from words. This isn't always just from age. Often zinc drops as time passes, and taking it in from meals gets tougher. Shellfish, red meats, seed snacks, and bean types are solid sources, yet even with good eating, most over 70 fall short for best eye support. But watch out, zinc by itself can tip the scale toward low copper. Your system needs both in a fine tune. Extra zinc can block copper uptake, and without it, the link from eyes to mind weakens. That's why eye aids usually team them. I chatted with an 84-year-old past educator named Harold who saw his night sight fading. He added a mix with zinc, copper, and vitamin A. In months, car lights at dark didn't dazzle as much, and he could view under gentle glows. He didn't know his levels were low until he topped them up. In the right mix, about 8 to 10 parts zinc to 1 copper, they act like steady parts in a machine, keeping your seeing smooth. Each open and close of lids, each ray caught, rests on that quiet harmony. Holding it might be a top overlooked way to guard sight into deep years. These common vitamins may seem basic, but they stand as strong guards for your sight. Constantly, light and air mix in your eyes to let you see. Yet this sparks harmful bits that chip at the front, clear part, and back layer. Over years, this strain brings clouding, spots, and center breakdown. Vitamins C and E join forces to battle this, holding your view keen longer. Vitamin C in fresh fruits, red veggies, greens, helps build the firm stuff for the front eye cover and small blood ways inside. Short on it, those ways weaken, and air to the sight spot drops. That's why some see flashes or dark specks as years add. Vitamin C firms those paths, making them tough against wear. Vitamin E protects the outer wraps of eye parts. As a shield that mixes with fats, it keeps those wraps from crumbling. Studies note higher amounts of both cut risks of time-linked eye woes. Their power shines in teamwork. C revives E after it stops a harm bit, looping the guard. This steady shield lasts all day. Better together in meals or ads than solo. I met an 86-year-old plant lover named Clara who'd sipped fresh fruit drink with nut handfuls mornings for decades. Her checkup showed no cloud signs. She grinned. Perhaps it's my morning start, not chance. If these shares touch you and you're tuned in, comment fourth below. Join if not an alert on. Your help fuels our uplifting shares. These helpers are like built-in shades for your eyes. From the color group that brightens veggies yellow and warm, they cluster at the center sight spot for detail and hue. With time, this spot thins, causing wavy or dim views. Lutein and zeaxanthin filter out extra harsh light from sun, devices, lights, stopping strain before it hits deep. But past 60, your system makes less. I've seen folks accept fading colors until adding these. Soon, hues brighten like lifting a veil. Add from greens like spinach, eggs, or mixes with both, best with good fats for uptake. Research shows pairing beats solo. This guards the views you cherish. Dawn skies, story pages, dear faces. One daily scoop keeps them vivid. Friends, your sight isn't lost forever. It just needs feeding anew. Dimming in later years isn't only from time, it's from missing care. Like a patch of ground, wilts without rain or sun, eyes fade without key feeds. These 5 berry blends, healthy fats, mineral pairs, vitamin teams, eye shields, blend like a gentle tune, guarding, mending, vitalizing sight. Trying even one daily isn't just saving view, it's holding freedom, sureness, delight in the world's beauty. You earn mornings with open eyes to crisp worlds, not missed. At any stage, 70s, 80s, or 92, time's right to offer eyes their due. Thanks for being here. Share in comments one takeaway and your plan. Your words lift us. If helpful, like, join, share. See you next.